And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace as we move into Thursday morning.
Yes, it is. It was an active night, wasn't it?
And I totally forgot to pinch you yesterday because there wasn't one green thing on you nowhere.
My eyes are green.
Well, that don't count. I didn't notice it until you were gone like a bandit in the night.
Well,
So
I'm
were
so
you even
sorry.
aware with everything going on yesterday that it was St. Patrick's Day?
I saw a little bit on Facebook, people posting stuff, but no. I've never really gotten into that, though, so some people do.
Yeah, it totally slipped my mind. So I missed out on all the fun of that yesterday.
Yeah, I did, too. It was an active day, though, with weather and everything, so I don't think anybody was paying a whole lot of attention to it.
No, it was very active, and we were very blessed. I've talked about
Yes.
this earlier this morning. And somebody pointed out one of the memes that was floating around on Facebook and Twitter and all of those. The people that were praying yesterday for the storm to go away are the ones this morning blaming the weather guy for getting the forecast wrong.
Oh.
A lot of truth to that. You can't pray for something that it come true and then blame somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
But
there was a lot of fortunate people, though, that dodged
the
some
big
bad
one.
weather, but then there was some places that got hit hard. So
Now, don't, as I mentioned this morning, weather-wise, do not put up your jackets or your blankets or your firewood or your gas just yet.
look, I was thinking the same thing this morning when I stuck my head outside, let my little dog out. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
only going to get it to be in the 50s today.
61, we're at the high
Okay,
right
okay.
now. It didn't get any higher today. But
That's cool.
let's jump ahead. Look at this of what we got coming up because this weekend is going to be chilly, is the word that I'm looking for.
You think this is the cold snap before Easter?
Possibly, because we're getting down to 42 tonight.
Okay.
Now, tomorrow we only get to 54 to end the week. So that's about 7 degrees cooler than it is right now.
Yeah.
Friday night, 41. And then look at Saturday night, 37 degrees, back into the 30s. And then Sunday night's 40. But then come Monday morning, we're going to jump back to 70, 75 as we go into next week. We just got this little cool spell that's moved on in for the weekend.
Well, I'm fine, with cool.
Yeah.
I just don't want freezing cold.
I don't never want none of that stuff we had before. I don't know about y'all.
No, if I don't ever see ice again,
Yeah.
other than in my refrigerator.
And that's what makes it so great living in Mississippi and Alabama. We typically don't see that. And, I look at all these pictures each day of the weather, and it's just hard. Can you imagine living in Colorado and places north of there that get it all the time?
I know my daughter, did live up there. She and her husband were living up there briefly for a little while, and she said she had her feel of it. Just that little amount of time they were there.
Like you take the Smoky Mountains, how do you get down them hills and all that slick stuff?
I don't know. I've wondered the same thing. I know they make snow tires, but still ice. I mean, it looks like you would
Slick.
just slide.
Yeah.
So
So I ain't lost nothing on that part. I love going to the Smoky Mountains. It's beautiful, but I don't want to be there during snow. That just ain't my thing. It's a little bit different there. A few things that went on yesterday. As you flip to the videos and things that went on yesterday, look at this. This is one of them. This was down in Wayne County here. Look at that.
that's scary looking to me. I couldn't be there filming that.
That's the one that got the chicken houses, if I am not mistaken. Tore that up a whole lot there. That was from the Clarion Ledger. You go down here. Here's one that went through North Mississippi. That was a big one back there in the ground. And then here's another one. This was, I think, down in Wayne County also. Now, this video goes on and it shows, and this is all from Twitter, it shows the tornado come across the road and slinging everything and jumps to the other side of the road. That was big. The person who filmed that one is gone. It's what we call viral.
Yeah, that's massive. Yeah.
But that's a brief look at what happened. Mississippi got we got several warnings, but no major damage as we went into all of that. Let's see here. Alabama, I brought this story up earlier about the lady who lost, I posted it this morning and I brought it up while I was talking earlier, about the lady who had her home blown away. And she held onto a tree in the front yard because she'd locked her keys in her house. JTV run that story. It's a national story at this point, but if you look at it, bless her heart, she held onto a tree in the yard until it blew by, and she did live.
Yeah. That's a great thing that she could get down there to that. And
Yeah.
so many people.
But think about being locked out your house. You lock your keys in it, a tornado's coming, you can't get to your car. What do you do?
Oh, I know. It'd be awful.
It would be.
I mean, yeah, what do you do?
So that
You always hear lay down in a ditch, but
yeah, and she had to do that. Let's see here. This gives more detail of what went on yesterday as you look at the Deep South stories of what went on yesterday. As you scroll down through this, it did leave a trail. This was a home that was lost yesterday. That was in Moundville, Alabama. There's absolutely nothing left there. That's a camper. That must have hit I guess a place that has campers, like a trailer park type thing.
yeah.
And as you go down,
Campground type.
yeah, this is the Wayne County, the one where we were getting messages that there was possibly damage in Shibuda. Well, it was south of there in Wayne County, and their livelihood was destroyed.
Is that like a
It's chicken houses,
Oh gosh.
and it's leveled. Nothing
Goodness
left there.
gracious. Yeah.
And you go on down through there's some more there in Moundville, Alabama. Somebody's home, the entire roof gone. And as well, when it does that, it sucks all your stuff, so they've lost a good bit there. As you keep going down, I think there's some more pictures there. That was over in Birmingham. They were showing some different pictures. That's that I think was Wayne County. Yeah, that was back in Wayne County.
Seems like I saw last night where maybe around Livingston got hit.
Some damage.
There was a couple of things I think damaged over there, but
you just keep going through these many different pictures. Trees snap, houses are torn up. That was in Moundville also. So Moundville got a lot of damage there. As you look at that, down through the roofs damaged. Yeah, that must be a camper spot of some sort, or somebody that works on campers, because there's a bunch of them there.
yeah.
That's almost what that looks like. And then you got to get up here and see how quickly it can just rip your shingles off your roof.
Oh, I know. The pressure when one of those things come up, just like it blowing the windows out of cars and stuff,
Yeah.
but the car's still sitting there. It's just like such a high pressure.
I even saw a story this morning where somebody's John boat was picked up and it was wrapped around a telephone pole.
Really?
Yeah.
The one that hit years ago across the road from us, it took a barn, it took a trampoline. The trampoline was like a taco, like folded in half around a light pole.
Right.
But it's so crazy how that works. I mean, because it took our neighbors across the road, it took their shop, which was maybe 50 feet away from their house. Didn't touch the house. Took the whole shop. I mean,
And didn't touch the home.
I mean, it's just crazy how it works. But that's a scary sight, though, when you see a tornado, when you watch it develop. And it's so weird because you would think it comes down from the sky.
Right.
But it looked, and I'm sure it does, but it looked like it formed from the ground up.
The way it was formed, they were staring at it.
It was really weird looking, so.
We're going to make a meteorologist out of this girl yet. We're going to send her to the field to chase tornadoes.
Look, I've always been the one that usually calls everybody. You all right? Okay, there's a tornado coming. Tornado warning. Get in the closet.
Now, as you well know, if you were watching last night, there was that report of there's a tornado on the ground at the 59 split. And that turned out to be, I don't know what you would call it, a hoax or somebody that just didn't know what to do. It was one of those storm chasers that came through Meridian. Reported there was a tornado. The police were called. It went out to fire departments on the alarms. And then, by the time it got to me, I pull up radar and there's nothing there. And, I'm second guessing myself. Do I know what I'm doing here? And I kept.
I looked at the radar too. It was just green.
Yeah,
like
there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And it turns out he just didn't know what he was doing. Probably of a beginner chaser.
Yeah.
And saw a cloud in the sky and thought it was a tornado and reported it as that, and it was not.
Is that I wonder if that's when, I don't know, that was later. And it was later.
Yeah, it was
yesterday.
later.
We were in town yesterday, me and my son and my husband. He was at work, my husband was. So we just went to his work building, the AT&T building. They have a basement in there. I don't know, we just felt safer. We could park our car in the garage next to it and everything. But anyway, when I was headed down there, the sirens were going off in town. That's just the eeriest feeling.
Oh, that'll raise the hair on your arm.
Yes, I mean, and I'm sitting behind somebody at a red light, and then when they start to go, they're just creeping
And
along.
you won't know.
I wanted to lay on the horn and just like give them a little bump. Get out of the way. I was freaking out because those sirens going off, and we were right there at the fire station where the siren was.
Oh, it's loud then.
It was very loud, and I was just worried to death.
Sirens do have a tendency to make you jittery because it gives that this is really happening.
Yeah, because you wonder, well, where is it? It's somewhere. You don't know where it's at. And then I had a daughter a few blocks away at her job, and trying to find out. I don't know. I worry about everybody. I'm the worrier.
I can tell.
Family, so I was worried where everybody was and were they safe. And
I think Kurt refers you as to Peg out in public. I'm just
Gosh.
Well, as we go this morning, we want to say a good morning to Joyce Poole. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you so much. Also, Liz Mercer. Good morning. Thank you for all your information yesterday. Appreciate that. Donna Roseman is watching. Also, Linda Jane. She had to go on out there and take her sweet tea with her last night out to the storm shelter. That Kemper County one got thrown out there. Also, good morning to Tanya Ramey. Good morning to you. Kemper County was blessed. Mike Lou said, and that is true. Even a tree down, not even a tree down in his area. That's wonderful.
That is, yes.
Praise the Lord, Carolyn said. Prayers were answered. They were. LaWanda Grantham says we were blessed. Also, Gail. She had to. You were supposed to. I don't know if you ran to your shelter or not.
We're getting a storm shelter after this. I mean, definitely.
So you want one?
My mother has one, and I know y'all have one. I'm tired of going everywhere else.
We want it convenient for you.
Yes, I'm just tired of running every time the weather gets bad. So I told my husband, we were talking about it yesterday. I was like, we just got to get one.
It's coming.
Yeah, I mean it is.
Yeah, we'll have some more information coming up before long about how you can get one, a great place, and show you some different models. The Precast group here in Meridian sells them. We'll give you some designs, let you look at that and see if that's what you're interested in. A handy thing to addition to your home is what that is.
I mean, we spend money every day on frivolous stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
And you think about this could save your life. I mean, it really could. And it's, if you could just have it right outside your home, or you just go out there and get in it.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
It is, yeah. Just peace of mind.
There you go. Takes care of it. Peace of mind. And Angie pointed this out to me this morning as I was having my third or fourth cup of coffee. I don't know which it was. I kind of lost track of what it was.
You probably needed the whole pot. After yesterday, and you really said yesterday you didn't get a whole lot of sleep the night before.
No, I was really at midnight. I was wanting a cup of coffee last night, bad, and I had to fight it. It's like I'm an addict, and I knew it, but I forced myself into bed. But she looked out the window this morning. She goes, "You do realize, looking out the window, that the grass is a whole lot greener than it was last weekend." Rump row. What's that mean? Well, our friends want to see you out at Freeman Tractor. If yours is starting to turn green and is sprigging everywhere, and your lawnmower just ain't going to make it, see Coleslaw Buttermilk. They'll help you out there. You can call them at 626-8759. Now, I've talked to them. I know what y'all are thinking, that they need to repaint and wash the sign. I've talked to them, and nobody is brave enough to climb the sign with a ladder and get up there and wash it. So it's going to look that way. This is I guess the way it's going to turn out. Freeman Tractor. Drop in and see them. Highway 494 is where you'll find them there. As that thing just jumps ahead. I don't know how that happened. If you're looking for lawnmowers, they got plenty of them. I had some pictures of the X mark disappear there somehow or another. Not sure. But if you're looking for one of these are great. You can get in and get yourself a great ATV there. Financing is available as you go through this. Tractors, they got so many different models to choose from. Again, Freeman Tractor, it's a short drive when you go out. They'll show you around and let you look at these. That jumped ahead somehow or another.
The lawnmowers, they make all different styles, models, of the lawnmowers. Yeah. They have commercial grade, residential grade. I know with mine, I got like a commercial grade deck because our land has so many little terraces and stuff. And I knew it was going to beat it to death if I didn't, get something that was going to hold up. But anyway, they make all different width cuts and stuff.
Yeah, from 48 to 52 to 60.
Yeah.
And if you got a big yard, that's really, really handy to do. Again, see them today at Freeman Tractor. Drop in and see Buttermilk. They've got, of course, these Skags that start at $46.99 or $29.99 model when you jump into the X-Mark mowers. You'll find it all at Freeman Tractor. It's a short drive. Go see them today. They'll help you out there. And while you're in the neck of the woods, go see Joe out at Piggly Wiggly. I talked to Joe this morning. The truck's coming in. They got supplies rolling in at the Piggly Wiggly. If you need something, drop in and see them. They'll help you get your day going just right there. Let's see what else is going. As we start moving into, let's talk about a little bit of the weather this morning. As we said, let me see here. Let me go back to radar. I just wanted to point out where we are with the radar at this point, where the storms are. And again, how blessed we were as we look at all of this, what come through here yesterday. Here's Mississippi at this morning. Anywhere that you see one of these little squiggly lines like that, that's where there was tornado damage. At some point, it either touched down, and most of these are tree damage that you see scattered about. This is going to be Neshoba County, had a little bit. Also, right there at the Winston County line, up in Starkville, they had a little bit of tree damage. As you go across Alabama, as you'll see here, when these storms come out of Wayne County, that was the first two we had reported. Look at the path of how that done that. It just intensified as it moved northeasterly across there. Several of them across Alabama. And this is where it is this morning. It's wreaking havoc in Tallahassee, getting them wet this morning. All this area down here in Georgia. This is Albany right there. It's Albany, Georgia, Strong, Georgia. Wet, wet, wet today. So we think about them, and this area over in here, right along in there, is going to be the area to where they could have the worst weather today. So our thoughts reach out to those South Carolinians, or Carolinians. Is that how you say it?
Carolinians, I guess.
I always refer to them as South Carolinians, and I've watched TV and somebody said it different. I thought, well, am I wrong?
I think it just depends on where you are. If you're in the South, it might be Carolinians.
There you go. So that's a few of the things going on with weather this morning. Border Patrol, they say they can't handle much more. And as Joe still denies what's going on, they're telling them we can't handle these crowds that are coming up against the border. The cartel is, if you'll look at that headline there, here on the news, we're letting people in as cartel warfare breaks out at the border. So the cartel is smuggling people. It's a money-making thing for them.
And it's just so sad because these kids.
Yeah.
But yet they want to jump and blame Donald Trump. I'm just so tired of that mess. I mean, it's like if all else fails, blame Trump. Yeah,
that's the way to do it. And he ain't in there no more.
Right.
But he's going to beat Megan, so y'all be ready for that election. You really don't believe that headline.
I hope that is not true. I mean, that is just, I don't know. I mean, to me, I think people are making fun of the interview. Why would you think that?
And what I'm referring to, if you missed it yesterday, Meghan Markle, there's a rumor that all of this is trying to build where she can run for president of the United States. I think it'd be a sad day. But never underestimate the left.
Yeah.
She could. She ain't real liked by the Royals right now. I bet you behind closed doors, it's been some things set up in there.
I bet it has.
Your brother.
Some heated arguments.
Look what he done. Mm-hmm. Shame up to the royal families. That's going on there.
They've definitely burnt some bridges that they might have had to cross back over at some point, but
can't go back.
So, anyway.
As we look at our next story there, our old buddy there, that he just can't help it. Mitt, what's his name? I can't get it out. Mitt Romney. I always want to call him Mitch, but it's Mitt. He was caught on an airplane. Have y'all seen the picture of this? John Kerry.
Yeah, John Kerry. I thought we were talking about Mitt Romney from yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
we did have an issue. We talked about Mitt Romney. So this is a different person.
But John Kerry, well, they're really the same person at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But he was caught on an airplane with no mask on. He's got it. If you'll see it, it's hanging off right over there.
Look, and the guy next to him's got one on.
Yeah. And so he's saying that he took it off to eat and drink. Don Jr. is eating him alive on social media with this story there, giving him a hard time of why he done it. And then American Airlines is putting an investigation into it. I'm not sure we need an investigation. The man had his mask off.
Yeah, yesterday I heard something about, they were talking about mask wearing and stuff, and they said, if you have to drink something through a straw, just slip it underneath your mask.
You were kidding me.
I'm not kidding. They said that. Slip it under your mask and drink it.
And I guess what gives this story some credibility of an investigation would be that the lady that just went to get her money out of the bank, and they cuffed and stuffed her on the floor. 65 years old, wasn't she?
Yeah, said she broke her foot. She said she did. You broke my foot.
Yeah, we don't know, but I don't think the woman should have been arrested. But private property, they can do what they want.
Yeah, but she didn't have much support around her. She was saying, "Do y'all see this? This is police brutality." And they said, "No, it's not." So I mean, everybody wanted her. I guess her people around her all wanted her to wear her mask. I mean,
apparently,
you see that, but I went directly into a store yesterday and didn't even think about. Of course, I guess I was just in such a tizzy. I had to run into the Walgreens down the street.
Yeah.
And didn't have my mask on. Sat there and talked to somebody. Didn't even think about it. I thought about it when I got back to Kurt's office. I was like, you know what? I did not even have my mask on.
Well, and again, the mask mandate has been lifted.
Yeah.
For the most part, only private companies can require it at this point. You to do it. It's give and take. Some people want to wear 3. Some people want to wear 4. I think if you keep your distance from people and don't cough on somebody, I don't know the logistics of the scientifics.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be ugly to anybody that doesn't have one on. That's not my nature.
No, I'm not either. I mean,
but there are those that get that teeny bit of I got a little power here and authority about a mask that want to jump on people. We've all seen it.
yeah. I mean, but I've seen people not wearing them and some people wearing them, and I don't see a lot of enforcement on it.
Well, it's going to be fading away now that that's been lifted for us. And your buddy down in Florida, the governor, DeSantis, he was bragging yesterday about, hey, numbers are down, and we had all of this great weekend here with spring break. We're still good. And so let's hope that it continues that way.
I hope so.
CNN is losing folks just about every minute of the day. If you take this at nighttime, which is prime time, their number is 25-54. And what that means, 25, is persons that are aged 25-54. In advertising, that's the people who've got the money. They're working, they have a line of credit, and that's who you want to push your products for. And this is what CNN is losing. 1 million viewers a night on average since Trump left office, because they're not bashing Trump anymore. They can't bash him. And they were all flocking to that to watch that, and they're losing it.
Well, so many people are seeing how things are going now with the decision to put Biden in office.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, you know what?
I might have made a mistake.
Yeah, this might not have been such a good idea after all. But what I don't understand is we have a president that obviously has got some cognitive stuff going on.
Right.
Okay. And they knew this when he was running for president. I mean, they knew it. They kept pushing it to put him in office. And now he's made all these executive decisions, obviously not thinking correctly. So why should these hold up if he's made these decisions? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying, but
I think there should be some kind of a ramification for people doing that. To me, that is taking advantage of somebody.
But they're not. They want
I know, but it should be. It's because obviously there's something not just right. Everybody sees it,
But proving it is another.
Yeah. I guess it's the so-called elephant in the room
that
nobody wants to talk about, but it's obviously there,
Because you got people behind the scenes that can push the buttons, and all he's got to do is sign, and so they're getting what they want, and he's just your prop. And we're going to see what happens with this interview that is coming up. The first, is it next Thursday that's coming up?
It's pretty soon. I'm not sure about the exact day, but it's soon. So yeah,
I'm
wondering if he'll have some questions to be answered.
Good question. Hey, I hear the IRS, speaking of this, is going to postpone the day that you have to turn in your taxes until May the 17th, a little extra push there for us.
Which is great for the individuals who have not done their taxes. But can you imagine the accountants?
Whoa.
They're thinking, oh, well, we got April the 15th, we're done. We done.
Not now.
Yeah.
You got another month on that.
Because people will procrastinate just because they don't want to do it right now.
You're right.
Not because they need the extra time, but just because,
You can.
Right. Yeah.
Yesterday, someone passed away in Mississippi in a wreck in Adams County. That's down, where Natchez is? It was a single car accident. No details are out on it, but someone did lose their life in a car wreck in Mississippi yesterday. I don't think it was weather related, but the investigation is underway. Highway Patrol has not put that message out yet of what happened. So that's a thought. But CNN losing folks every night. They lost me years ago.
Well, karma, what they say about karma.
But when we were kids, our kids or teenager, whatever it was, back in the 80s, CNN was that was the new thing, and it was like news all day. Wow. And it was always an interesting story, and it didn't seem to be biased at that time.
Well, now, yeah, things are just so one-sided now. They
Even-
can't report for everybody. They
No
can't
network
report,
does.
right. They can't be neutral and just tell everybody the news and then let them make their own decisions as to like it used to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Walter, he kind of kept it right down the middle there.
And now, I mean, like I will say, well, I guess Tucker Carlson. I can't ever say that like fast. But anyway, you know, he does. I mean, he is a conservative.
Yep.
Obviously,
And I
but
like
he
him.
does let everybody pretty much. I mean, he listens to both sides.
Yeah.
And like we said the other day, he might have a little snide remark, but I mean, he does like report everything. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So there is still some, you know. I mean, I wish though that there were news people who just didn't give their opinion and they just reported the news.
And this is how it is.
You know, like it used to be.
You know, and I don't remember, and I think this may, and don't hold me to this, I think it was like Gander Mountain. He did a story one night on the man who's what you'd call a hedge fund type guy, who buys stocks on paper. Took over that company, and it was a little town where their headquarters were that boxed everything, made everything, took over the company by buying stocks, shut the plant down, and merged it with another and put all of those people without a job. And, you know, he has no remorse. He made billions off of it. And then so many people lost their livelihood in that town. The little town will probably dwindle to nothing now. Because, you know, it was small, probably 20,000 people that lived there.
Yeah.
But that one place employed, 25,000 people. It was huge. Shut it down, took their jobs away.
I think it's a disgrace that stuff like that happens. But just like the executive order that he signed to shut down the pipeline thing. I listened to some families this morning when I had the news on. I was ironing, and I listened to these family members telling their story about how just with the stroke of a pen, he ended their livelihood, with shutting down the pipelines. There was family members talking about how, that's all their husband knew how to do. I mean, now that's what he did. He was a driller, or he was a, or you know what I'm saying, like
right.
a welder or something. I don't know. And they don't know what they're going to do now. And there was one that said that she had one that was graduating high school that she was fixing to have to put through college, and they had no idea how they were going to do it now. And I just wish that people had a little more compassion. I mean, I know business is business, but this is not a business decision that was going to help America.
Here's the next thing that you're going to see coming from this. And, we heard of this 5-6 years ago, but it's coming to places like West Virginia and Kentucky. They're going to go after these coal mines again. And, there's many families. We've already got a real poor community there to begin with, the folks that are just trying to make a living. But they're going to make it to where they have no way to make a living. They're going to go after these coal plants. You watch. Now, that's on the next step.
Yeah, because, didn't they say they were not going to ban fracking?
Right.
I just think that there's been a lot of things that they've.
And I think
I hate to say lied, but I mean, obviously they're not standing behind what they said they were going to do.
True, but the best judge is go to the gas pump.
Oh yeah,
that is like the sign of what's going on.
Yes.
We hope all that would come down, but if we don't drill and drill more, ain't happening. So we'll watch that. Now, I have to sometimes, and I joke with Candace about her being maybe just a teeny bit on the paranoid side. Maybe she's got a maybe.
Yeah,
Do you think?
I guess I am about certain things.
But I got to give her credit on this. She keeps telling me somebody's watching her.
I don't say somebody's
tracking.
watching me. I think it's weird that when I pull my car up and park, I get a notification on my phone that my car has been marked as parked.
She thinks it.
That's weird to me.
What I'm getting to is I really think you're right. The rumor is if you get out there, the only way to have a car, let's say that Red Dawn, the movie, we all remember that with Patrick Swayze, that were to go down. The only way that you would be able to travel is to have a vehicle that is from 1986 and below that doesn't have a computer, because with a push of a button, if somebody were to take over this country, they can kill all the computers in the cars and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And if you watch that Bruce Willis movie, where they took over and they were going to blow up the power plant, and they hack into the car, and they call satellite company to crank the car for them.
Yeah.
That can happen. But there's a company now that is trying to sell this information. Look at this headline out there. This is just to prove that it does happen. A spy firm can monitor your car in real time, and they're offering to sell the data to other companies and the U.S. military. Every single car out there, they say that they can track it and tell you where it is at all times. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's the this right here, your navigation system. That's not what they say. They say that the car has sensors throughout it. Say this sensor goes out, well, they can track another sensor in it that operates something else to where your car is. Is that wild?
Well, I don't doubt it. My car has sensors all the way around. I know it does. But I thought it was another weird thing. I think I told you the other day. I've got my phone on one. You seen those cup phone things?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've got one of those little phone things.
Do you like it?
I love it, yeah. I do.
Because I hadn't bought one yet.
I love it. I do. But anyway, I was playing back the video of one of our shows or something, just watching it. And it had my Siri thing come on all of a sudden and gave me the definition to whatever word it was that we just said in our conversation, just out of the blue.
Really?
Yeah, it was just really weird. I didn't ask for a definition.
You got it though, didn't you?
Right. It just come through my speaker system and it was telling me the definition to so-and-so. And I was like, that is really weird.
You learn something new every day. But,
Yeah.
And again, as we've said before, technology is wonderful, but it also, like you take that little Alexa chick, don't think they can't listen to what's going on in your house.
Yes.
Because it does happen if you've got that. We know the gentleman, and dummy me here, I didn't realize that some of these places that are massage parlors, that maybe there's more going on behind the curtain than a massage.
That's right.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
oops.
I didn't want to like say that yesterday, but I did say
It ran through
yesterday,
your head.
I wonder if he had some kind of a connection.
And apparently he did.
Yeah.
But
with one of them.
he killed 8 people, this gunman did, and they were massage parlors. And
Personal massage.
yeah, and you get into this, and then the cops say he had a sex addiction. So it kind of all ties together
Yeah.
with what was going on. What I don't understand, and tell me if I'm wrong, they're jumping on the sheriff, and maybe he worded it very wrong by saying that the guy had a bad day. During a press conference, he goes, well, this guy had a bad day. I don't think it's racial, and he went in and killed some people, frustrated or whatever. So the media immediately digs into the sheriff's past, jumps on his Facebook, and starts looking for anything. And y'all, am I looking at this wrong? They're saying he's racist now. And I don't see it that way, but please correct me if I'm wrong here. Look at this. He shared this on his Facebook page a while back, and of course we all know that China
Yeah.
come from Trump. This was a T-shirt that somebody was selling that said COVID-19 imported virus from China. And he put that on his Facebook, and they're now saying that he's racist because he shared that. I personally don't see
call
it
it
that way.
racism. I wouldn't call it racism.
Is it just a
But
joke?
I think if you're you shouldn't share anything like that. You shouldn't put anything up like that, I don't think.
So it would just went right past me as not being anything harmful whatsoever. It makes you smile and go, yeah, that could be true.
Well, when you put something out there, you're going to give people something to talk about.
Oh, I'm sure.
So if you don't want it talked about, just don't put it out there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
So the
It's
sheriff.
one thing to say something, but when you put something up there that can continuously be scrutinized because you can see it, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
But your thoughts on that? Is the sheriff wrong? Our next subject that is out there, I'm not really going to comment on this. I'm going to show you the headlines. Marvel Comics, and I suppose this is the first time in America this has ever happened. I can't remember anything like this, but here's the headline. And Marvel Comics is going to make Captain America gay. The LGBT community is praising them for doing this for Gay Pride Month that is coming up. So Captain America will be gay. Again, my thoughts are we're all American. Why does someone have to be a different,
I don't know. I don't know why that people have to mess with stuff like
comics
that. I
and
mean,
then
that
the
would be
heroes.
like straight people going on to gay things and making them straight. How would they feel about that? I don't know.
But that's a headline across America this morning. Take that for what it's worth. That's out there. But that one shocked me.
Yeah.
I just here's something. because I see it, and I know you do too. If you're in a doctor's office, you're in a parking lot waiting on somebody to come out of the store. Always a kid.
My kid's got one. So
here we go.
Well, and they'll get it like they're addicted to it. I mean, it's like he has to take it with him. You know, when we see him like being.
And we're talking about a tablet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like a little tablet or a Kindle or a game or whatever. You know, any kind of little devices. You know?
Right.
But I mean, he's like. I'm like, come on, it's time to get a bath. He said, bring it in there in the bathroom. Like, sit on the counter. Has to watch it while he's taking a bath. I'm like, we taking a bath. We're eating supper. We're not having that at the table. We're not doing it. But kids will get addicted to it. And so many times you see, you know, I don't even see how they can have social skills.
Adults are addicted too.
They are. But like phones, just constantly texting somebody all the time. You can't call them. I would rather somebody call me.
It's easier.
And just speak to me. I can hear their tone to see what kind of mood they're. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, but people don't do that anymore. So, but
the headline reads with this is that toddlers who do this for an hour or more a day are going to have behavioral issues later in life, is what they're saying. So they're saying, warning you, don't let your child spend too much time on these, because when they get older, they're not going to be able to interact with other people if they're not around them. I
can see that. I mean, I can see that. For sure.
Because it happens with adults. They spend so much time with their shooting that they don't, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I was listening to a guy one time talk about, I wish I could remember the guy's name because he's really good to listen to and he makes great points. But he was talking about sitting in a doctor's office and how everybody around him was on their phone. Like they were just sitting there just constantly on the phone. Nobody was speaking to anybody. He said, you know, I'd have blown their mind if I'd have just come out and asked them questions, you know, and just tried to start a conversation. He said, I don't think anybody could have even interacted to have a conversation.
There's a lot of that floating around right now.
Yeah, it is.
So just, you know, do the best that you can to raise your folks. I brought this up a couple of days ago. You know, I questioned the thing about Como. Now, there is a lot of ladies out there claiming that he's made sexual harassment charges. But what shocked me on that in the beginning part of Como, there started to be more and more on the Democrat side going, you got to leave office without an investigation in the beginning of it. Now I think there's more women that may have credible, but I still believe that there needs to be an investigation. He's not leaving office. The headline, because I kept saying they're doing something. They're eating one of their own. What's going on? I think this is going to be another run at Donald Trump. It's what I think they're doing. The ex-daughter-in-law of one of Trump's CFOs refuses to be silenced, and she's going to be cooperating with prosecutors and claiming that Donald Trump hit on her. And is this the move that is coming from Como, that this is the first story, and now you're fixing to see more and more of this every day in the media as they try to make sure that come 24 that Donald won't be able to run? Yeah. I may be wrong. I may be missing the mark here, but that's just a thought.
I personally, myself, I don't care who he hit on. I mean, I know that sounds ugly, but I don't care. I don't care about Cuomo, who he's, you know.
Right.
I mean, I think if he's harassed women,
that's a different ballgame.
That's a different story. And I think the women shouldn't just sweep stuff like that under the rug. If somebody has like attacked a woman, harassed a woman, made her feel, you know, I'm not saying that's okay, because it's not. But as far as like making a flirtation comment, how do you know that somebody didn't flirt back? I mean, you know, you don't know. It's hearsay. It's stuff, and I think they'll do anything they can to try to get him to not. But I don't think it's going to affect the way people feel.
And if you'll remember when that video, the audio come out of behind-the-scenes footage of what Trump said, he did step forward and say, yeah, I said it.
I did listen to that. And I guess that should have, you know.
But he held his own, admitted what he done, and apologized for it.
Right.
But he didn't touch anybody or anything like that. He just made a...
Well, they were talking about, what they say, like locker room...
Yeah, locker room talk
or whatever, you know.
And that does go on across America, let me tell y'all. Everywhere you go, there's locker room talk.
If we knew half of what some of these people said.
Right.
You know.
I don't know what goes on in a beauty shop. I never hear it, but you should know.
We hear a lot of stuff. I mean, you know.
But beauty shops there's a lot of talk goes on in there, isn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah. And like a lot of times, people come in and they talk to their hairstylist like they're a therapist or something, or like it's
the bartender.
We're their friend. I mean, because we are, and I don't repeat stuff. I mean, that people talk to me about. I don't. I mean, It's not something
You're kind of
to
like
talk to anybody.
you're kind of like somebody's attorney, where anything you say
It's
is
confidential.
confidentiality
It's
agreement there.
Yeah, because I mean, look, it's a time. I mean, to me, that's a time for we vent to our customers a lot of times
Right.
when we probably shouldn't, you know. But and then they vent to us, and it's confidential stuff. I mean,
Well,
we don't
there you
sit there.
go. Now we have it
But
from
we
the.
do have people that talk loud, you know, and everybody can hear. They think nobody can hear them, you know, but you're in. So
Angie constantly tells me to hush because I can't whisper.
really,
I can't. I don't know how.
well, Kurt thinks I'm yelling when I'm not. I'm like, I just talk loud.
You
know?
sure you don't? Yeah.
I don't. If I get fired up, mad about something, I might.
When she
yell
goes
about
to put that
something.
old hand on that hip, look out. I've caught that in the last few months on her. Here we go. It's
Oh,
getting
really?
bad. Oh yeah, boy. You throw that hand up there, it's
I
coming.
didn't know I put my hand on
I've
my
seen you
hip.
do it.
If I do this, if I do my head, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
this.
when you shake that head, bad stuff is coming. So that was a story that was floating out there. And you know, here's another story about things like that. You don't know who you live with. We don't. These people have been married, I think, 29 years. So we don't know what went on behind the scenes. But you remember the
Right.
guy that sang "Bye Bye Miss American Pie"? Well, his wife, and apparently they're getting divorced or something to that matter. She's saying that he abused her physically, emotionally, and sexually. And so he doesn't. This is the wife. Looks like she's got herself a tattoo there.
Yeah.
And that was I'd forgotten what he looked like. Last time I saw him, he was at like Central Park with Garth. Come out and made a cameo with Garth. Mm-hmm. That was the longest song I've ever heard in my life. But he drove his Chevy there. But that's
levee.
yeah.
Yep.
Do you know the words to the song?
I know a good bit of it.
I used to be around people that could do that whole 6-7 minutes, know every word of it. I'm like, whoa.
Oh no, I don't know all that. I just know the main run, you know, of the song.
And the Joker and somebody else and the Jester's Court. I know it mentions that. This is what American cities are starting to look like. I don't know how to word it, what to think, but we're starting. Our larger cities are starting to look like third world countries. And as we pull up these pictures, this is Philadelphia. As you go down through here, should American cities look like this? What are we gonna do?
But you know what? I mean, we're talking about the homeless and stuff, and I mean, look at all the people who are losing their job. I mean, now a lot of times you can find another job, but depending on where you live and what kind of lifestyle you're used to, you know, and the money you were making, and then
Can't
to
always
have it
get that.
always be like all of a sudden just be gone. I mean, you can't keep living like you were living.
No, you
when
can't.
you don't have a job. So
But you know,
I know,
it's
awful.
you got people in some of these larger cities now, especially L.A., going to the bathroom on the streets.
Oh, yeah.
It's filth.
Some people just don't care.
Right.
And that's right here in this town. I mean, some people just don't care. You know, I think we have stuff like that going on downtown Meridian. It might be in the middle of the night. I don't know. But there's people who just will trash a town. They don't care, you know.
And again, I don't know the answer to what they do, especially an area like this when you during the daytime you drive down and they're just all over. And you take L.A. where they've got tents now and it's getting on the roads.
Yeah.
So that's a problem across America right now. Something to think on. I went back and I looked at some of the comments. Ray, of course, that's Miss Gail's husband, said that she was out of town. She was visiting in Florida. Why she didn't run out to the tornado shelter last night. So now I know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say.
Okay.
Good morning to Kim Valking, watching from Quitman this morning. Charlene Gaddy, good morning, y'all. I like the way she said y'all. Also, Alice Peden, thank you for watching. Linda Culpepper. Let's see here. Candace, I would rather talk to someone.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Texting sometimes, and you know, we've said this before, the emotion. You don't know how that's meant.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can take things the wrong way. I mean, you can text something and mean it in a funny way, but somebody might take it the wrong way. you
Right.
know? So, I don't know. I just would rather talk to somebody, especially like making an appointment or anything. I would rather talk to somebody.
Yeah.
So, because it might take forever for somebody to answer you back on a text.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
You know.
I had to apologize this morning. Little Abby Hughes sent me a message yesterday, and I didn't see it till this morning. I had to apologize to her.
Well, like with work and stuff, I make appointments. People will text me, and I might be driving down the road and go, "Oh, I'll text them later when I get home." I'll forget if I get busy. If you call me, I'll pull over right then and make an appointment. You know, I'll stop.
Right.
It makes me stop and talk and make the. Because, I mean, look, I think I'm going through premenopause. I don't know. You know, I think it should be called mental pause because I really don't think my brain is working right sometimes lately. I forget stuff.
It's easy to.
So, yeah, we need to rename it mental pause.
Linda Jane went on to talk about the best purchase she ever made, and I think she's talking about the Snuggie that she bought 3 years ago for Christmas.
You think?
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I think she's talking about her storm shelter. No.
Get you one, folks.
Yeah.
Not bad prediction, answered prayers from yesterday. That comes in from Larry Fountain. It was some prayers answered in our area.
And two, you trying to predict the weather, but you don't know exactly what it's going to do. So, I mean, how can anybody blame anybody
But
if something doesn't, you know?
people, it's human nature almost to a degree where people love just do this, have something to talk about. I guess.
I know. Somebody's got to have a little bashing going on.
Yeah, Lord have mercy. But I was really thinking that it would be more rounds of it. It would start, it would stop, it would start, it would come back, and we had pretty much two just big long events that came through the. That last time I don't remember, it was 3 or 4 hours. That once it started, it didn't stop.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody was thinking the same thing too, and by the looks of it, it looked horrific, and it was. It just so happened that it kind of, died down in some areas or split and went a different direction. But
we may not be that lucky next time.
Right.
And then you have those times to where we're not warned like we were yesterday if this is going to be, to where it just happens. The conditions change in the air at a moment's notice and it drops down and it's horrible.
Well, I saw a lot of people comment yesterday too, and I saw this for myself because I did not get. Not one time did my phone go off. You know how sometimes most of the time your phone will go off if it's bad weather, if it's an alert. I didn't have my phone go off. Now Kurt's phone did. We're both on the same plan, on the same company.
Yeah, and my emergency thing, now that you bring that up, my emergency thing is turned on. My government alerts is on, but it did not.
Well, there was
off.
a lot of people who commented and said they didn't get not one thing either yesterday. Some people did, some people didn't. So I don't know what the deal is going on with that, but something we need to check on though, because that is a good thing what if you're busy working? Because a lot of people were still at work yesterday. You know, they didn't get to go home anyway.
So that was a few things that happened yesterday. And again, thank gosh, we're all safe there. Mm-hmm. We want to say thank y'all for joining us this morning. It turned out to be a pretty good day. Not bad at all as we move forward. Don't forget, races coming up this weekend at Why Not Motorsports Park. They're going to have a big time there. Short drive out 19. Hang a right and you're there at the raceways. Rodney would probably be at the gate there greeting everybody.
Yes.
I think he could win mayor there, and why not if he were to run. That's some of the things going on this weekend. We'll have some more coming up, details in the morning as we'll end the week of what happens this weekend. Easter is going to be early this year, isn't it?
I think so. What is the exact date? Do you know?
I want to say it's like the first weekend in April, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if my old phone will show it.
I know the Easter decorations are in full force.
You still believe in the Easter Bunny?
Yes.
Okay. April Fool's Day is the 1st.
About,
Good Friday is going to be the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so the 4th is Easter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
So it is the first weekend there to be that first Sunday in April. Last year, or in the last couple of years, it was like at the end of April. Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. And remember what Easter's all about, as you said.
That's right, yeah. It's not about the bunnies. But,
no, it's not about bunnies.
To kids, they want the Easter bunny to come on, but I've always made sure mine knew what it was about.
Right. Y'all still do Easter egg hunts?
We hadn't done that in a long time. We did it a few years ago, and it was fun. It's always fun for the kids, but we did the plastic egg because, when we used to hide the real eggs, we'd hit them with a lawnmower and everything, and it does not smell good.
No,
after
it doesn't.
Sitting out in the yard.
That is a great advice. If you haven't done that, make sure to do that. So anyway, a big thank you and let me go down our list here of folks that help us out as we do our sponsors and what they do. Piggly Wiggly, of course, EMEPA, fine folks there that keep your lights on. Eastgate Tire, Lauderdale County Farm Supply, San Marcos Mexican Restaurant, along with Snowden and Company, your real estate agent here in Meridian. Sanders Gas, Graphics Guru. I almost slurred that with my little tongue there. Big thank you to Rick Justice Automotive, along with Chet's Paint and Body. Also, Why Not Motorsports Park, as I brought up Rodney there taking care of business in Wyandotte. Kim's Photography, also Talbert Enterprises. Freeman Tractor, they're a good group with us there. Also the Red Barn Plant and Produce. They'll be opening up tomorrow if you need some produce there in the southeast area. And the Precast Group, if you need a tornado shelter, they've got that for you. And we've got more along the way. We'll be back in the morning. And, of course, we'll keep you updated with what's going on with the community. We'll post throughout the day. Am I leaving anything out, Candace?
I don't think so.
All right.
I think you covered it all the bases. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to go cook some deer sausage, and I'm going to get this day started right with another cup of coffee.
Yeah, I need another cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you bright and early together beginning at 8:30 in the morning.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by